After crushing Briarcrest 8-1 the night before, the Ooks men's hockey team were looking for a similar result in the rematch last Saturday. With nearly 950 school speed zone violations in Edmonton last week, according to the city's Office of Traffic Safety, drivers are simply putting pedestrians at risk. Local phys ed teacher and football coach Sean Irwin is one of 10 youth coaches across the nation to be nominated for Coach of the Year by NFL Canada. If you're looking at giving back this holiday season, there are many local charities that are in need of volunteers, including 630 CHED's Santa's Anonymous. While many of the Ooks teams continue to dominate on the field, court, and ice, it's the fans in the stands that seem to be underachieving. Once again, many of the top music artists on the planet like Justin Timberlake, Keith Urban, Cher, and Motley Crue all made stops on their tours this year in Edmonton, leaving many Edmontonians very happy with the 2014 concert season. Heading into their home-and-home series with Augustana last weekend, the Ooks women's volleyball team has only won one of their previous 7 games. Nate has launched its most ambitious fundraising campaign in its history, aiming to raise $100 million by 2018. Why did this darn car have to break down on the way to Ernest's? I thought you took this into the shop a couple days ago. Yeah, with the men's hockey team leading the way, we have their last game highlights and more coming up in sports. The world could definitely use more people like Sean. With the March of the Colors and the pinning of the first poppy, the 2014 Poppy Fund campaign has begun. This year's campaign comes fresh after the horrific events that saw Warrant Officer Patrice Bisson and Corporal Nathan Cirillo give their lives.
Their deaths were tragic, shocking, but were a reminder of how fragile and hard-earned peace can be.
With the recent tragic events that took place in Quebec and Ottawa, veterans at this local legion still understand the importance of not only wearing your poppy, but donning your uniform out in the public.
When I put my blazer on, okay, my medals, and I walk downtown, it straightens the shoulders up, and your back, your spine gets a little more rigid to say, see, I did it, why didn't you?
The sense of Canadian pride couldn't be louder and clearer either.
You know, you serve your country for 29 years. You have to, you know, realize that as I traveled around the world, we live in the best country in the world. There's no doubt in my mind.
As for the sacrifices our Canadian Armed Forces endure,
well, that's the price of freedom, is putting military people in harm's way.
Kevin Maher, 2nd Edition News. The Ooks would get a glorious chance early on when Ref's swan shot rings off the post. However, it would be the Clippers that would open up the scoring with a weak shot from Jacob Barabo, a goal that I'm sure Cameron would like back. Still in the first period with the Ooks on the power play, Jordan Wood picks up the rebound and scores to even this game up. Less than 2 minutes later on the man advantage of the game, Swan's point shot would be deflected by Wood, his 2nd of the game. The Ooks would go on to score 7 more as they cruised to a dominating 9-4 victory. The women were all fired up and ready to turn this ship around. We jump to the first set as Shayna Godlin would get the kill to give the Ooks the first set. The Ooks mascot was doing its part in rallying the fans behind the women. On to the 3rd set with match point in hand for the Ooks. Tiffany Evans gets the kill and the Ooks sweep the game 3-0. Abby O'Neill was named player of the game with 14 digs.